to Geek USA episode 95.
Boy, the time is taken away. You're
95.
Really, scaring me with all these numbers. We need to get some people over here to tape their segments. We're talking to you, Vivian, before your baby comes.
Yeah, that'll work. And we got some new people here.
People on the couch with me, so I'm not lonely.
From the Final Family Podcast, Matt and Jessica Cassell.
Hey, thanks. Hi. I'm glad you could get the name of the podcast right. I couldn't last night.
It sounded.
Couldn't make it happen.
It was kind of like an Elmer Fudd, like Final Family. Yeah.
Because it makes me want to say Final Fantasy.
That's 100% what I said.
Family Final. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
it's us.
Definitely. All said those things.
Check us out. So, thanks for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Been wanting to get both of you in, but we've been wanting to get you back, Matt, too.
I know.
Because apparently you do more than Extra Life.
I do things.
You do stuff and things?
On the internet.
On the internet too. Yeah.
It's a new thing. It's very cool.
That's great. I've heard of it. I'm excited.
So we run a podcast. We've only started we filmed our 10th episode yesterday.
Wow.
A little late
job.
because we're holiday things and sick children things and
those life things.
But 10 weeks in a row. I honestly am kind of surprised Jessica has lasted this long at this point. She tends to lose interest in my things.
I know the struggle, Jessica. I feel the struggle.
That sounded worse than it could be, I suppose.
See, I was trying to move away from that, but you came all back. So
she's not really into my things.
She's not into his things. She gets bored with them. So.
12 years. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's the struggle.
We know that exactly.
Mostly we talk about whatever is nerd news. We talk a lot about CW TV at the moment.
Yes.
I'm really struggling with what we're going to cover this summer. I mean, I've got some ideas.
That's so funny. We had that conversation yesterday.
Oh my God, the Flash and Arrow are on.
What are we going to do?
TV segment.
The Red series.
Actually, I'm excited for the return of Star Wars Rebels, which is excellent. The second season is supposed to be starting in June. Super stoked for that.
We haven't seen that, so maybe we'll have to start watching that.
Highly recommend watching all of the Clone Wars first, which of course is available on Netflix. But there's some surprises at the end of season 1
that won't make any sense.
That are less meaningful unless you've watched Clone Wars. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Vincent and I have decided to become part of the Netflix generation because we used to curmudgeon and be like, "No, you watch things every week like normal people with commercials."
I will warn you. No, I will warn you. It will make you irrationally furious at commercial breaks when you have to go back to live TV. Like if I watch live TV, I really do. I'm like, why is this commercial break so long?
She starts getting tense and bitchier.
I do. I have to kind of get up and leave the room during the commercials.
I feel that way about commercials, but somebody over there likes commercials.
We need to turn down everybody but Colleen.
But me, really? All of a sudden, I'm the quiet one. I can yell.
All that adjusting up before the XLR.
The first one, the third one, and the fourth one.
Did we break people's eardrums?
The first one's you.
First one is me, so that one needs to be turned down a little bit.
I'm just glad it's...
So, and guys, let me know if it's still too loud.
And you said the third...
And I'll try to back off on how powerful my voice is.
Yeah, you can always back your face off, too, so...
Yeah.
This is new for me. I'm always the one that they have to, jack way
I know.
up.
I found a nice mix table software because we use USB mics for our recordings. And I always have to turn Jessica's gain up 5 decibels. It's rough.
This is new.
So can they hear us now, or they'll let us know in a minute? Because there's always a little lag on the live.
A minute and a half
so we'll be talking in a minute or two later. There'll be a question or something, and he's got to stop me and rewind because he got to go back because there's a lag.
or you don't talk in front of your microphone. It's over here.
Yeah, I talk like this, and I get really excited, and my mic is doing that, and then
you'll go like this and talk to me. This is how it's go. Luckily, my mic will pick it up. Yours won't.
Well, yeah, and I'm loud enough. I use my teacher voice, so even that far away, his mic is real touchy. Yeah. So he catches my voice. So.
Ex-teacher also. currently ex teacher.
Yeah. It's this. That's the struggle. That's the struggle.
We have a whole bunch of struggles.
We're struggling this week.
They're all real.
They are.
But you know who's having a lot of
Understanding.
struggles right now?
Television.
People that are having issues with Hot Topic buying out ThinkGeek.
So you and I haven't had a lot of a chance to talk about this. So I'm curious.
So-
you tell me your opinions first, and then I'll tell you how you're wrong.
Because I told her, well, let's hear yours, and then we'll hear mine
Okay.
of why.
So I have an issue with Hot Topic because I love Hot Topic, but Hot Topic is not for big people.
Oh no.
So I'm a giant. Okay, we all know this, and I need giant people clothes. And I cannot buy any of them at Hot Topic, and they dangle all these pretty things in front of me, and I cannot purchase any of them. Or they're real teeny bopper-ish.
Yeah.
So it's like, can I be a grown-up geek? So I think that ThinkGeek has grown-up geek stuff and like normal human sizes. So I'm afraid with
Yeah.
Hot Topic taking over, they're going to change some of that. Number one. Number two, as an indie developer, ThinkGeek bought 400 units of our game Apt. And they sold it through them, and they sold it pretty quickly. So we're getting ready to do an expansion and stuff, so we thought, ThinkGeek again, right? Well, now I'm afraid with a big conglomerate like Hot Topic picking something up like that, they're not going to be willing to take the chance on the indie companies. So those are my two problems I see, like, right off the bat for me, for Hot Topic.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think that this is going to be a good thing? Because you
Okay.
love the man?
No, not necessarily that I love the man, but
He is the man.
they like to jump on trends and geeky Hot Topic.
Oh, okay.
And Hot Topic has been getting a lot of geek stuff. So they're going to expound upon that and give access to this geeky stuff on more of a...
But Hot Topic already has geeky stuff, and then what
Mainstream
happens
level.
when geeky stuff is no longer trendy? Because eventually that's going to become a downtrend.
And
I don't think so, though.
And I'll be honest, I need big people clothes too, and my chest laughs at their shirt sizes. It's like
I can put my arm in your shirt,
Yeah.
you puny shirt.
So like I, as a consumer, have not stepped foot in a Hot Topic store in at least 4 or 5 years.
No,
so
it's
just
probably been longer than that.
it probably has been.
We're much older than that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not doing anything.
Shh, we won't tell.
So, as a consumer, just being unfamiliar with what Hot Topic has become now,
Yeah, like
I mean, it's fear of the unknown. But that also, the type of people that shop with ThinkGeek are not necessarily going to cross over into. So I'm worried that they're going to get the short shrift.
yeah, like the last time I remember going to Hot Topic, they actually had transitioned away from men's clothes entirely.
There is a lot of
Like
girls'
it was,
clothes.
they
I'm
had
gonna say girls' clothes because they're not really
Yeah, no,
women's
like,
clothes because
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
for itty bitty.
They're for itty bitty, teeny tiny teens.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
and
are.
like so like I literally I still own a pair of pants, like I own a pair of like Jinkos from big fat pants like
With the flaming
with the big
skull.
giant flaming skull. This is how I met my wife's father-in-law. My wife's father. I was going all out, and like I haven't been in since they transitioned to all girls' clothes. And I mean, like,
They have a
they
lot of
transitioned back?
men's. Well, they do have men's, but it's still that trendy, like, skinny jeans, skinny top.
Yeah.
So, like, our guys are big. Like, our youngest son is almost 6'4".
Yeah.
So, and he likes the same type of geeky stuff that we do.
Everything's
Right.
going to be a foot too short for him.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
It's tiny. He can't wear it, and then he's disappointed. Or if he can find it, he has to get a 3X or something just to fit
the
him.
shirts seem a lot smaller.
And so then
than-
you're paying $3 or $4 extra dollars.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of us in the geek culture, let's admit it, we're big people.
Yeah.
So if we're already a 2 or 3X as it is, and then we're in this teeny tiny store that the large
Yeah.
XL people are having to get a 2 and 3X, we're out of luck. We're out of luck.
Okay.
And then it's this trendy teen stuff mixed with the geek stuff. So maybe
Yeah.
I just want true geek stuff that they won't necessarily have. I'm not saying that they're going to get rid of
I want a
ThinkGeek's
USB
things.
hub that is shaped like R2D2.
Right.
I want a Death Star beer bottle opener.
Yeah. You know, I want my pizza cutters to all look like the USS Enterprise.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I need these things, you know?
Pocky's on right now.
Hey, Pocky!
So he said it's all female clothing. Fulgur says I wouldn't be able to fit into most of the stuff. Skinny jeans, shaking my head. So yeah, I mean, but I haven't completely finished why I like that.
Okay.
Now you said, oh yeah, we're indie game developers and we're trying to get our game out there. But wouldn't this bring that more to the masses?
I mean, it would
If
be
they'll
more
take it.
money. Yeah, it'd be more money on.
And something like
to take more chances.
Apt would be more
Yeah, that game of ours is more
than
mainstream.
a big geek board game or card game.
Well, if you can find an in with Hot Topic, I'm down.
We'll just do it before they.
Who knows? They could actually just be purchasing the IP and letting them operate autonomously.
It could be.
They could be.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
happened many times before. You know?
Yeah, I
Because
didn't
they're buying
read
the parent company.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, there could be zero change, and they just have more funds.
More
now.
funds.
Which I
Which
would
would be
totally
great.
be okay with that.
I mean, let's think about something like Facebook buying the Oculus Rift, right?
Mhm.
Facebook bought Oculus Rift. Now they've actually got to go to market. That's Q1 2016.
That's true, because
And that's
then
something
they
they
had
wouldn't have been able to do without the extra funds from Facebook.
Yeah, and we had talked about that. Gosh,
I know, it was
a
like
while
6
back.
months
Yeah,
ago.
it was
but
a
it's
while
not the
back.
most recent thing I can think of.
But yeah, I mean that's one of the things that you thought. Oh, okay. A lot of people thought, well, they're just going to take it over,
Yeah.
and then they're just going to like
Really?
bastardize it.
So
and-
far, what we've seen is just pushed up their timeline because they've got
Mhm.
more money to do better research and more development faster.
So I think a lot of the times now we just have to hang in there and see. Is
Yeah.
that going to be a deal where we get burned, or are we going to benefit? So we got to like keep those fingers crossed and like don't get burned, don't get burned, don't get burned.
Have the aloe ready, but just be ready
Yeah.
to be happy too.
I just think that it would be able to funnel through this. Some of the stuff would be able to funnel through the stores.
I mean, it would be
That
pretty
would-
cool to see something
What?
created on a
Yeah.
shelf.
Yeah, it would be
At
really
the mall.
At the
and
mall.
you're like, you gotta take a picture with it.
yeah.
And it's a national chain.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it could mean a higher distribution,
Mhm.
but still the same operating procedures. Who knows?
That'd be cool. I'll take that if that's the case. All right, you win, Vince. I'll let you win.
this time. Pocky says they only want what is known safe beat. I didn't get that one. He'll re-explain it. Fulgur says, I feel bad that Hot Topic can stay open, but the standalone anime geek stores get closed down left and right.
I'd say it's a bit of a different demographic, maybe. Like,
And-
you tend to like get band shirts and comic shirts and not so much anime things in a Hot Topic.
Yeah, there are a couple of anime things in the Hot Topic, but not
it's
really a
gonna be, like,
whole lot. It's
super mainstream,
super
anime.
mainstream,
Yeah.
like Attack on Titan,
Right.
stuff
Yeah.
that's like, in
Or
everybody's face.
Things
Which-
that I know,
which I
which I don't
found
know
it-
anything about.
I found it very
anime.
humorous today in Walmart to get milk, and they were selling Attack on Titan
Nice.
posters. So
That it's
you've hit
super mainstream if
Right.
you're in
when it's
Walmart. Well, and that's the thing, though, is the anime fans or the geek culture fans, if they find these little shops,
Yeah.
you have to go to them. You
Right,
have
you
to
have to
support
support 'em.
them
You have
because
to.
you are a small niche. You're a small market niche. It's not like comics who have become very trendy. So, especially with the movies and stuff, you don't have any of that
Right.
mainstream stuff yet to keep those stores afloat.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're definitely for like going to these stores and supporting them. But yeah, you have to get an audience that will support you, and they have to be
And
willing
you-
to support
and
you.
you have to like tell people, hey, I found this. You see someone with a cool shirt, or your friend.
Right.
It's one of those things.
See, and
that
it's hard to compete with the
Yeah,
internet too,
it's
because
so
you find a
hard.
cool shirt and then everybody's like, okay, let me see if I can find it on Amazon. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
find it here. So if you're not competing with those prices
Yeah,
as
the
a small
cheapest
store,
price.
cheaper
Yeah.
and free shipping.
Yeah.
hmm
And then you like meet people in the store. Like we went to Free Comic Book Day over at Dragon's Lair, and we met a mom who clearly was out of her element, but all three of her kids were carrying around, Batman collections and like, oh look at this, and we were like, don't you let them near that, or that. But these 3 things are fucking awesome, right? Like,
Yeah.
they need at least 5 more years before they can pick up those things.
Okay, I think I got it. Pocky says Hot Topic wants what is a safe bet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Adventure Time and stuff like that. That they definitely. Well, yeah, it's a business, wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're trying to make money, so.
Yeah, I mean they're really mainstream. So if they can bring a lot of the geek stuff more mainstream than it is now, I mean that's a win. I think.
I think the thing I'd worried about the most with them is maybe like a lack of like ThinkGeek is pretty great with sales. I think like they actually have a lot of sales fairly frequently,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that a Hot Topic might actually dial that back.
No,
Or
you'd be
they're
surprised. Hot
Yeah.
Topic is pretty sales friendly, and like a lot of the times they do kind of like Kohl's does, like with the Kohl's
Okay.
cash, where if you buy so much, then the next purchase you have cash towards it. So
Okay.
if you're
And
you're
there's always,
conservative and
like,
paying
a ton
attention,
of stuff that's on clearance all the time.
yeah. So we'll
they
buy it
like
and get
to
the
cycle
cash and
through
go.
their stock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because they have
Okay.
plushies and pop figures and stuff like that. So if you're buying them on sale, or
Understood.
they have outlets too at the outlet mall. So
Oh.
I actually do really like Hot Topic.
Yeah.
I just like their clothes frustrate me. But they have other things that are fun.
Yeah.
And then I know small people, so I buy things for them at Hot Topic and wish I could wear them. So, so it might be good. We'll see.
Pocky says, sorry, typing faster than I can correct myself. That's okay. I'm starting to re-get what you mean, Pocky. But thanks for watching. It's been a while since we've seen it, because Pocky does a lot of stuff for
Fanboy TV,
Fanboy TV. So,
which kind of is like this, but in Austin. So.
Oh.
yeah.
So we're all building the community where we can all talk out here on the internet
Everywhere.
about our stuff. Yeah.
And then we need to start re-uploading all our, well, not uploading, but just posting all our stuff on their forum there too, because we have a login for that. So
Yeah.
that'd be cool. Now that we have more shows under our belt, since we lost everything that was done at Silver Fox Studio.
Don't bring it up.
That would be another story.
That is the struggle. No.
I'm gonna tell you all your audio and video quality are better now.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That's that one thing Vince and I always talk about.
How's my audio?
How's the audio? How do I look?
You're peaking a lot. So, which we did today, but we had to switch over cables today because the quarter inch wasn't working, but the XLR is. So, I guess we gotta go XLR all the way.
USB, dude.
Are you saying real words, or are you just making things up to confuse people?
Yeah, XLR is the thing. I know that for sure. I don't know
Okay.
about the other ones.
XLR,
see, too.
XLR is 3
Just
prongs.
can do this too.
Quarter-inch PXYs.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
weird words like rubric.
That's true. Not gonna lie.
Suck it, teachers.
Y'all are people in the biz now. Y'all should know. Y'all are part of the online industry. Y'all should know XLR
I
and
haven't made enough
quarter
money
inch.
to afford an XLR anything.
Hey,
They're not bad. The
we
mics that you
reset.
have in your hand are like $20.
Yeah.
Don't start telling me how
Yeah,
much
they
you
work.
spend on this.
You don't want to know how much I spent on this one that I have here.
No, I don't want to hear it. You need to get a sponsor. Hey, sponsors. He needs money. Give Vince money.
Because I like to spend it.
Yeah, he does.
But it makes the show better, I think. So, have a nice little mixer. I don't know. I would try USB if my computer could push everything. My computer's not strong enough to push it all.
Let me know, man, and I'll help you build one.
Let's do that.
I built mine. That's what we stream off of.
Why did-
record on.
I was like, why did we let them in the
Okay,
same room together?
I can do what Alienwares will charge you $3,000 to $4,000 for $1,500.
Did
or
you
less.
you wanted to put that out there on the airwaves so everybody's going to be contacting you now?
Yeah.
Contact Matt.
If you'll pay me an extra $500 and we'll still have you $1,000 under Alienware, yeah, I'll build PCs.
Sweet.
I'll build PCs for you.
You heard it here on Geek USA.
I thought it was fun. I was horrified the first time I did it. I loved it though.
I
No,
used to
Vince
do
hates
that.
it.
I used to build them all the time.
Yeah.
Because it was cheaper.
Yeah, it's a lot cheaper.
And
I was a naysayer until I did it.
I would go through and then... But it wasn't just... I don't think I have as much problem building my computers as I do helping other people build their computers.
Yeah, no, because you're just like Move. You're
Yeah.
the SNL company computer guy.
And I'm going through...
Move. You're welcome.
The only things that used to piss me off were the when you would connect the USB and they had just you would put in each thing into the pin.
Oh, my the worst thing.
They weren't all connected.
I'm sorry. So they now give you little connectory things that are this big, and you're supposed to put all the damn pins on this bigger connector so you can do it right the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, screw that. I'm just gonna put them right on the board because I'm stupid, and it was my first time. And now I have a little connectory thing in there, and like for the longest time, like my LEDs and like my power indicator never came on.
He sank his battleship, I think. Yeah, that's totally.
I didn't sink it; it just didn't have any headlights.
It was a lot like watching the action movie where the person's like defusing the bomb. That was very much the feel when Matt hit the computer.
You're like, here, let me wrap your sweat.
It's like I've never spent this much money on an experimental
like,
thing that I don't know how to do technically.
Does it okay.
It definitely goes in there. I'm not pushing too hard.
Yeah, like it was very much watching the bomb beat.
And then do you have like the whole like computer graveyard like we have going on where there's like parts and
we
pieces
don't.
and
I've ripped all the hard drives out of our old machines and now they're sitting in the garage.
But they're just dead.
But this is our garage, so
yeah.
But they're
They
ready
just
to.
need to be taken out.
I need to know where I know there's a computer recycling center in town somewhere.
Oh.
I just need to go and find it and take.
We need to find that too.
I just have a problem like putting my hard drive other places.
Well, he
I don't have as many
out.
computers as I used to have.
That's true, but then you're always
You have
like
as much
fiddling with
trouble
them,
with
and
the
then
software?
all the side panels are off, all of the computers in the house. So then there's like side panels sitting around everywhere.
See, I don't do that. I'm very neat about the things. The only thing the only parts that are hanging out is a dead graphics card and like 3 hard drives that literally are not usable anymore because they're that damn old.
Like I have a friend who just
all my side panels are on right now.
I see one up there that's not.
yeah, dude.
Well, that doesn't count. It doesn't work. And that was like a display for apt.
Yes, now he's using it for merchandising purposes.
It's merchandising.
He's
We're
recycling.
stirring up
Okay.
something.
Green,
I apologize.
green earth. Yeah, it's green earth.
It's a green thing. That's what it's all
speaking
about.
of the earth being green and all this stuff, did you see that Bill Nye got totally attacked on Twitter?
Again? For what?
No, what?
So, I guess I didn't realize how political climate change has become because I'm not super political.
Very politicized.
Very political.
How is scientific theory political? I'm not sure I understand the link.
It doesn't feel right because we have such cold winters. that
Because
the
it
world
rained here.
can't- The world can't be because it doesn't feel right.
So Bill Nye says, first he said, apparently last year he said that climate change caused the drought. So then with all the flooding in Houston and everything, now he said climate change causes all the floods.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So climate change is causing whatever happens. So people got very upset and, threw down the F-bomb and stuff at Bill Nye because he's a mechanical engineer and they're like, you are not a meteorologist. You do not know what you're talking about. Like, stop, Bill Nye the science guy, you read a script. Like, what do you think you're doing? Right. So people got really outraged and I'm thinking, okay, it's climate change. You should probably be calm.
Yeah.
It's a theory. That's what a lot of science is. So it's his theory. He's allowed to have it.
It's like 95% of science is all.
Yeah, it's theory.
theories.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you read into it, there are lots of different theories about what's going on.
Right.
There's theories that it's cyclical based on our orbital proximity to the sun, and like in a few thousand years we'll have another ice age, and
Right.
whatever. It depends on what theory you're following. And I hate to tell people because I've worked in science in the industry in labs, the theories are paid for by companies. Go figure.
Who were run by congressmen.
Yeah, and
Former congressman.
And so you're kind of like when you're asked to look into a theory and you're given a grant to look into a theory by a company.
You want to tell somebody what they want to believe, so they keep giving you money.
Exactly. You're kind of encouraged to report on that. Yeah.
My dad said, "Stop spitting on the mic, Colleen." And apparently, my newborn niece is watching the show.
Yay!
There's a picture of her. I'm gonna post it later on Facebook.
Who will desperately stop trying to drop the F-bomb. Like,
Yeah, we don't drop the F-bomb on here.
Oh,
Oh, look, she's so sweet. She is watching.
Can y'all see that?
I like babies.
Y'all can zoom in on it later. So yeah, no, I mean,
So yeah, I was all
while they're young.
Yeah, geek them up. So yeah, I was just kind of all, I guess, all bent out of shape when we can't just talk about what we think is going on without having to
talk
get
about anything
Yeah.
anymore.
I think part of it is the fact that, and I grew up with Bill Nye, so I do have a soft spot for him.
ditto, and I show him because I'm a science teacher.
But he's kind of crowned himself the modern spokesman for science. And while,
frankly, I thought Neil deGrasse Tyson did that first.
yeah,
Well, he did. Yeah, he thought he was the king.
and
Also,
so,
he's less douchey about it.
Yeah.
Now.
You know,
currently.
people
In his current
have
iteration.
Tom
Just saying.
says meteorologists and climatologists are almost in consensus about the theory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's a lot of
Yeah.
there's a lot of consensus about climate change and that it is indeed happening.
right.
Causes, I think, is
But the
pretty still up
cause
in-
is what's up in the air. We
Mhm.
realize that the climate is changing.
Not
Most of
everybody.
us realize that it's a
Well, not
cyclical
everybody.
thing. Okay.
not everybody.
Logical people realize that the climate is changing. A lot of us realize from geological data that it's a cyclical thing that happens on Earth. There is probably some acceleration due to us, but not as much as people would think, considering we inhabit the land, which is the
Yeah.
smallest portion of the planet and not the
Right.
ocean.
We're-
So we are still
We are not going to make Day After Tomorrow come true.
right. No, not
You know,
not going to happen.
Not going to make that
That's an
happen.
awesome
least
movie,
not-
though. I like
at
that
least not
movie.
for a long
It's a lot of
time.
fun.
Not yet.
No, not yet. So I just, my thing is why none of us can have conversations. We have this whole big venue now, and we have Twitter, and we have Facebook, and we have Instagram, and we have all this internet and podcasts, and why can't we just have discussions? Intellectual discussions without throwing down the F-bombs, telling people they're going to get murdered, like all the stuff that happened with Joss Whedon over the,
Right.
over the movies.
Because, and don't get me wrong, I love the internet. The internet is made up at least 70% of trolls who just want to be right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Like
a lot.
that's kind of where I'm at with the internet.
It's a lot easier.
I love it. I love that 30%, like a lot. That 70% really irks me most of the time.
It's a lot easier to lose your cool and just become an idiot when you're not speaking face to face
Right.
to another human being.
That's true, because then you don't have any reaction. But let's like proofread our stuff, okay? Can we go
Yeah.
back and look at it and think,
Do
maybe I
sound
shouldn't?
Like a dumbass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I want everyone I know to know that I said this thing?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Would I really feel comfortable saying this? You know.
Yeah,
to a
I just
family
think we should
reunion?
rethink
Yeah.
some of the ways we go about things. What do you
Mhm.
think?
I think so. I think so. But
So I can right?
you can be right this time. But another thing that happened recently was at Denver Comic-Con was women in comics, but apparently there were no women
What?
on the panel.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
you're
no,
not
no
this.
women in the panel.
No,
No
none.
women in the
And
panel.
get this. Some of the reason they said was because women become bored with comics. Oh, yeah. And one of the guests at Denver Comic-Con was one of the leading women in comics. And she was a guest at that specific Comic-Con and was not invited to the panel.
Truth
Really?
be told, I didn't actually start reading comics until basically at Flashpoint for DC. And I started reading because Jessica started reading. Like, she was reading that Wonder Woman transitional, run they did with the leather pants or whatever. And I thought it was good. And then we started going into, Alien Worlds, and
They started
all
recommending
of,
other things.
all of a
Are you
sudden I
allergic to
subscribed to
comics?
30 comics.
I will admit that I have stopped reading, but that's because of children and life.
Also, we
as
were reading
opposed-
30 comics a month.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
Yeah.
And
All
I've
the
gotten to
comics.
where I prefer trades as opposed to weeklies. Even though I know as a good nerd I should buy weeklies because that's how you drive the sales. But I'm a
We can't
lazy
afford it,
nerd.
dude.
Shelf
and so I
space.
like
Yeah.
We've got like
Yeah, resources, right?
we've
It
got,
comes
like,
down to
3 long
resources
boxes and a
sometimes.
short, and I'm like out of space. I have no place
Yeah.
to put these things.
Well, yeah, so our son and his girlfriend used to be on the show with us, and that became their problem, too, because they would follow this storyline, and then branch to this storyline, and they would branch
Right.
this, and then all of a sudden you're collecting, like you said, 30
Yeah.
comics a month, and you're like, whoa.
And then you start collecting them for the covers.
Right,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
the
you
same
want the
comic.
cover art, yes, and then it
Oh, yeah.
drives you nuts.
Like we had for a while we had like 2 or 3 copies of the first like first edition issues of World's Finest with the New 52. Because we went to the Philadelphia Comic Con and got one of them signed. So we actually bought a first edition there, and then went back and got the artist to sign it.
Oh, nice.
And it was like, yeah, George Perez. He was a really nice guy. And it was like, shit, now what are we going to do with the other one?
We can't
do with the other
touch
ones?
this one again. Yeah, so.
We need to keep one we can read.
But go ahead.
Denver Comic Con has gotten a lot of backlash in regards to this. But we run a con. And we know a lot of things happen during cons. Like maybe some people are scheduled to be on a panel that they don't actually go to.
Yeah.
So this is what I wonder, because we've seen the behind the scenes. When we let people sign up for panels, you let them sign up for the panel that they say that they're going to sign up for, and you kind of take them at their word that that's the panel that they're doing and that they know what they're doing, right? Yeah. And you kind of check on them a little, but you don't, I guess, really research it. And I guess this is going to have to become a thing for panels, because I know we were at WorldCon, which is a pretty big con, and a lot of the time we would go and show up. I went to go show up for like some of the NASA panels because I wanted to like bring some things back and talk to my students about it. Panel never happened. The moderator changed it to something else that they wanted to talk about instead. Like, so this happens a lot with panels. So I'm wondering if they didn't, the panel organizers for the con didn't check into the people who said, hey, we're doing this women in comics. They were like, oh, that sounds really good. Like, we're trying to, empower women. Let's go for it. And if it was these men who had an agenda, maybe? Because after Gamergate, there has been certain pods of men that have had an agenda to show how useless women are. Yeah. So is it a pod of men who had that? Or is it a pod of men who just don't know any women and don't associate with women and don't realize how offensive that was to women by not having? Because there are men who are kind of derpy. Let's just go there. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but they kind of are. They're
kind of insulated from the real world.
Yeah, they just don't get it. They think they get it, but they really don't get it.
I'm totally derpy. I have a wife to check and make sure I don't be derpy in front of other people.
See? That's what girls are for. So there's a lot of layers. So people are up in arms, which I totally think that they should be, but there are a lot of layers. So again, let's have a constructive conversation.
And I think part of the problem is it's just such a terrible PR issue. Because I know people may not show up, but at this particular juncture, at this moment in comic book and nerd history, we are at a turning point. And this is so much in the news and so much at the forefront of everyone's mind, especially on the heels of the Black Widow stuff and all of these things. They should have had someone like on top and with this nailed down.
Especially if you read their mission statements, it's like in their mission statement about empowering people and all of this stuff. You really should be paying attention. Like Vincent and I have gotten for Game Expo that we have. Lisa, who was on here from ResumiCon, she does a lot with women in the gaming industry. So she talked to us and she's interested. Well, we know her. We know what her panel's like because we've talked to her and we've seen her. We know there are going to be women there, So we checked to see, but ours is a tiny con.
Chicks Dig Me One says it's happening at an accelerated rate! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
Oh, the climate. Were we still back on the climate change? What's accelerating?
Or women's boredom in comics.
Women's being bored in comics.
Yes.
I'm not bored. I have my comic. Donatello in there, baby. He's metalhead.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't think you can completely blame Denver Comic Con. However, they didn't check on stuff. But
I think that's where the blame. They can't control the actions of the other people, but they can maybe do a better job screening.
I think this is going to start a new. I think this is going to definitely have to start a new trend in screening for con organizers.
Another angle, maybe they didn't name their panel very well. Were they talking maybe about women in comics as opposed to women that write and draw comics?
Yeah, I think they were talking about a history of
Gail Simone.
I think
you know what I'm saying?
They were talking about female characters in
in
comics.
comics.
Oh,
But
Yes.
still, it would have been helpful to have a
absolutely.
female
And
perspective
female,
on that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
absolutely.
Especially
No, you have valid points. So
for-
the producer has valid points.
Simone, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of I think miscommunication. So I think con organizers are going to have to start being a lot more careful.
There are a bunch of con organizers right now that are frantically flipping through and searching the
Who the
internet.
hell do we have
and,
on this? Who do we have on this?
Nothing misogynistic in their blog posts, right? We're good? Okay.
Yeah, no kidding.
On Game Expo, we're really gonna have to really scrub that and make sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's good to go.
We will.
Research.
Lisa's got this, right, Lisa?
She's got it. She's got it.
I'm gonna help.
Oh, Matt's gonna help.
Yeah.
See, Matt's got this.
I'm gonna do video.
He knows
stuff.
chicks and things.
No chick.
Wow.
I don't know any things about her. Or I know as many things as I need to know about her after this long.
It would have been nice if they gotten, I don't know, Gail Simone or Ann Nocenti. I don't know who to, and
it is also
Annie
my
Nocenti
understanding that
is.
Denver's still actually pretty small. I know one of the guys that runs the gaming.
Oh, really?
He's I think at least last year, he was the director of gaming at the convention and actually ran it through Extra Life. I met him through Extra Life. And super nice guy, but my general understanding is it's still relatively small.
But to get Simone.
But yeah, no, they didn't get Gail Simone.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
getting a name like Gail Simone, who is actually recognizable as a big female force in the comic
I can't
industry.
remember who it was though that they had that was there as a guest. There was a relevant female guest there at the
I would, as a female nerd comic-y type of person, I would almost have them cancel that panel, then turn up and have it all be men on the stage. That would be so insulting to me as a woman that I would not even sit and listen to the panel.
Yeah, I mean, but the one thing about it is you can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I can see how this could get overlooked.
It does. Unfortunately, panels get put on the back burner for cons all the time. They're like, oh, that panel
especially
that'll sort itself out.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I always go to Comic Cons to look at the stuff, basically.
Yeah, and we
are
not
troll Artist
huge
Alley
panel people.
I don't think I've ever been to a panel at a Comic Con. Not at Alamo City. Nothing.
Mostly because I hate people and I hate waiting.
I love going and browsing the art and stuff, and I can't see all the art if I go to panels.
Sometimes they're great.
I can see why you would backburner panels at a comic convention.
Mm-hmm.
See, and I know the big panels are the ones where they have the voice actors who they paid to come in, and then they read the script from some other movie or something.
Yeah.
That has been
Really
a big
cool
draw.
stuff,
It's
yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, I can see that.
We also did one as podcasters, internet podcasters.
Yeah,
and we did one on that.
Well, meeting YouTube
with
personalities, I
411,
get that, and that's interesting stuff. But I don't know. I mean, I'd rather I don't want to go see a George Perez panel. I'd really like to meet him at his table. It was a lot of fun to meet him at his table and chat with him for a minute. But I don't think I'd want to sit through a whole hour of George Perez and his cronies talking about I inked this thing 30 years ago and it's awesome now, and I don't think that would be that interesting. Versus people who I'm going to see their panel literally because I enjoy their personality anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys. Nerd 411, maybe us, Apple, wink, wink, nudge, things like that. You're going to enjoy that person's personality as opposed to you're going to enjoy the thing that they do, right? Because that person's personality is going to be on showcase in a panel, whereas what George Perez does is draw, which is boring to look at for an hour.
Right, unless he's
You know what I'm
drawing
saying?
something they're
Talking
live or
about
something.
drawing.
Yeah.
Talking about drawing would be boring for an hour.
So the person they had there was Trina Robbins. I've never heard of her. I'm comic kind of newbie. I've read some, but apparently she's a historian of women as creators and as characters. So she's actually
literally the perfect.
She is literally the perfect. Yeah, she was
literally the only and best resource for that particular panel.
Thomas was saying Annie Nocenti was she was a writer on Spider-Woman and Daredevil, and she also wrote Green Arrow.
Oh wow!
Oh, cool.
So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
Chicks
there are a
Dig
lot
Me-
of resources.
And Chicks Dig Me One says maybe they're scared of women.
Maybe
Most of us nerds are, right?
that does tend to
Not
be kind
really
of
most of us, but that is the stereotype, isn't it?
that does tend to happen often, though.
Yeah.
I've found, like, going to cons, I tend to cause a type of uncomfortableness in people sometimes.
Cause discomfort or am ignored. Like those are kind of
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Depending on the booth you walk up to.
based
Yeah.
upon the booth. I'm either
There's
you
like
know,
18 long boxes. Chances are you're going to get ignored.
Oh, absolutely, I'm gonna get ignored if there are long boxes there.
Yeah.
I'm like, Matt, get him.
I need
want
these
this.
things.
Get that dude
Yeah.
over there, yeah.
That is something I've actually got to experience as kind of sort of a woman. Like I sat there and observed. No, I mean, okay, I got to observe a thing that was not cool to me. We went to Philadelphia Comic Con with our friend
yeah.
April. It was several years ago. She's a young black woman. She went with us because she was visiting from Florida or whatever, right? And she
She's
likes.
like, I like Comic
And yeah,
Storm.
we were
awesome.
like, yeah, and we were like, oh, you need to read Supergirl because the early run on Supergirl in New 52 was fabulous, and it actually continued to be fabulous. You all should read Supergirl because it's fucking awesome.
Supergirl's the bomb.
It's really good. And so she like picked up like 15 issues because she was back 15 issues, and they were like, you want that many? Are you sure? Like, and I'm like, yes, she's sure.
She has
If a
money!
guy had picked up 15
Yeah.
issues, they'd have said, okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have said, here's 15 more that link to
Yeah.
that help the storyline, because I've seen that
Why
happen.
not sell it?
Like, and
What's
I'm
a
like,
big deal?
Because it is a problem, yeah. It is.
And when we were still subbing for 30 plus books, we went to 2 different comic shops in 2 different states, here in Texas and in Pennsylvania. Both times the subs were under my name. I was the one to pick them up, and I'd have to stand and wait.
once we found a dude.
Yeah.
Once we found a dude in
If
Philly,
the dude I did not know was not working, I would just have to sit and wait awkwardly.
and be like,
until
hey,
someone
at the
noticed
cash
I was
register.
there.
Literally, she'd have to wait at the cash register.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be perusing, like, kids' comics with my daughter, and she'd be standing at the cash register, and then I'd walk up because we get done, and then they'd walk up immediately.
Yeah. And it's
Wow.
and in the
Unless it was our dude. Like,
and you'll hear
We
people
found out his
talk
schedule.
about, oh, well, that's not a big deal. That's not. But there's a term for it, microaggressions, and it's this idea that it's these tiny, just kind of chinks in the armor, and once you get enough of those, like we have a daughter. And she's going to grow up in this culture because she has no other choice.
Yeah, she has no choice in your
As soon
household.
as, as soon as we found out Thor was a woman, we were like, we have to buy that and read that to her. Yup, she's 3, she won't care. We were still going to do that.
And so it's this idea that, if she experiences that from a young, like, is this going to, are these tiny microaggressions that she experiences over and over, is that just going to cut her off from this?
I think she's fortunate that she has you guys so that you can teach her to kind of move past them and ignore them and just like be her own independent person.
And it's call to arms, internet. If you're geeky parents, teach your sons not to be jerks and teach your daughters to be firm in what they love and not care. What,
if they want to be a geek, let them be a geek.
Yeah.
They want to name all the Ninja Turtles on their shirt, they can do it.
My kid wanders around my house carrying a 32-inch Darth Vader around by the neck saying, I'm going to marry Darth Vader.
Awesome. That's so awesome.
I'm beyond proud. She's literally seen every single solitary Star Wars movie, watched every episode of the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels with me.
Wow.
And she's only 3.
Nice.
And she loves them all.
Way to go. So, you have a...
I have a little box.
Looking at your box.
I do. I have a box right here.
I'm jealous
We
of
had
the
Loot
box.
Crate for a while.
Right on my desk right here.
Open
It's
the mystery
this month's
box.
Loot Crate. And
You know what? I don't even remember.
And I have not even opened it at all. I've been waiting.
I have heard that it's an awesome box this month, too.
Oh, is
Was
it?
this the fantasy one? Or
No,
was it
fantasy
Unite?
was last week.
I think
This
it's
is
Unite.
Unite. Yeah,
So it's
this is
gonna be
Unite.
Maybe
So,
Avengers.
I'm really happy that they've been putting more T-shirts in. I've been really glad that they
T-shirt.
did.
Well, that was like a staple thing they did.
And
they
you
fell
probably
off and then
won't
they got
get to
back.
see it, so I'll send it to you because there's green
Oh yeah,
on
because
it.
there's green on it. Okay.
You just missed parts of it.
Awesome.
Turn it around so I can see it.
Wait, we want to see it first. It's the green and the white ranger.
Oh, nice.
That's so cool.
Perfect.
That is cool.
We stood in line at a McDonald's back in this is gonna make us old. Back in 1995, when Matt was 3 years old, who used to be on the show, Level Up. We stood in line for over an hour because the White Power Ranger was there at McDonald's. This was
Holy
back
crap.
before
That
they
is
were like,
cool.
yeah, and he got to meet him. It was so awesome.
Oh.
That was the thing back then.
Right.
What else
This
have we
is
got?
a green box, but
Daddy-o.
I'll just keep it. It is some kind of a puzzle.
Is it a companion?
It
piece?
is a Rick and Morty puzzle.
Oh, I don't know, Rick and Morty. It's
I
a
don't know
cartoon
that.
like Adventure
Yeah.
Time or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're like, boo. Next.
We're too
Well,
old to get that one.
No.
We're
We
like,
do
I
too many other
have
tedious
Marvel
things.
shoelaces,
Sweet.
Nice.
so I can
Well,
put them on
that was
my...
I needed my Dramamine for that right there.
Well, this is kind of cool. It's a Marvel Comics ice cube tray.
Shut up!
Oh.
Yes, Geek Party!
That is awesome.
We talk about geeky food and stuff all the time. We should talk about geeky alcoholic beverage
We have-
next time.
So
We
it's
have
like the
console
thing-
carbonite at our house. I use it for whiskey
Nice.
stuff.
This,
It's awesome.
Iron Man, Captain America.
I bet they bought that from ThinkGeek.
Probably.
He smells it. Yeah, so we have a Geek Out SA Pinterest board that I started for alcoholic drinks. So now I'm going to have to take a picture of the ice cube tray and put it on there.
Bet you can make some pretty mean Jello shots.
Hector, yeah.
Team Fortress buttons.
What's a Team Fortress?
2.
That's a game, isn't
It's a
it?
video
Yes,
game.
his Team Fortress. It's a video game. It's a co-op team-based video game.
Well, I
with
should
classes.
hope it's team
It's-
based since it has
Since
team
it's
in the name.
Unite and...
Okay, but it's more team-based than your average
And here's the
bunch of
Unite
people
button.
shooting each other.
Unite in your geekery.
Oh.
Nice. Yeah, there's like
I don't know if
healers and stuff.
I don't know if I feel
in that
united
game.
yet. I don't know if I'm feeling this one.
This is not as awesome as the internet led me to believe.
shirt's pretty
The shirt's
badass.
awesome.
This shirt's pretty awesome. I'm not
It's
gonna lie.
a,
Down for the
card-
shirt.
An Avengers card decal.
So how are we united? I guess because the Avengers are a bunch
Yeah.
of different characters.
And it's a
Bunch of-
Marvel-themed ice
I
cube
guess.
tray.
Okay.
It's all team
I'm
up.
I'm
It's
a
all-
huge naysayer here. I'm like, I don't like it. Take
It's
a
all team
back.
ups. Yeah.
Well, it's not the Mega Crate yet. I gotta get those. Unite the Stupid. It looks like it's a special loot crate edition.
Oh, look!
Ad.
It's all about the internet. Unite the
Oh,
stupid.
okay. We just talked about this.
Huh. We were ahead of you, Loot Crate. We already talked about the United Stupid.
Another Loot Crate exclusive, Bravest Warriors. Tales from Hollow John.
Tales from Hollow John. Like he's a
No idea
hologram?
what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
I've-
I'll read it.
I still have never understood that particular
Cartoon
art
hangover.
style.
And then this is like
You have to like flip it upside down and inside out.
side.
Oh, it's like
Oh,
a
it's
locker
like
room.
the locker room.
Yeah.
So the Power Ranger shirt is the only Power Ranger thing we got?
Yeah.
I'm kind of bummed. Like, I thought we
It
were
wasn't
going
a
to have
Power
some...
Ranger
You knew it was going to be
thing.
Avengers heavy because Avengers came out.
This is kind of
I'm
weak.
kind of
Yeah.
disappointed.
That was kind of a miss. Yeah, some Loot
I like
Crate's
the
hit
shirt,
and miss.
though.
The shirt is cool.
Oh yeah,
I
The
can't put it on the
tray is
show.
cute. I can wear it on the show.
we'll just have a see-throughness for a while.
Have to wear my.
So that,
Swimsuit.
that Idiots Unite, or whatever the name of that book was, what is the name of it?
Unite the stupid.
Unite the
It's
Stupid.
Unite the Stupid.
Seven.
Oh, Unite the Stupid. There we go.
Oh, it's
a mad.
It's from Unite the Seven, the Aquaman.
Yeah.
Oh, Aquaman. Oh, yeah.
These are the words
okay.
that just came
Yes,
out of my
okay,
Are they
Matt got
really?
to be right today.
Are
Okay.
they really?
Now Matt's been right.
Yes.
See, I just tune you out when you talk. I
I
don't
know.
See, I thought it was some Game of Thrones thing. I'm so confused
what I
by
was
Game of
thinking,
Thrones
too.
nowadays. I was like, I don't get it.
Because there's
I'm
a
like,
lot of people with tridents
are we
wandering
u-
around Game of Thrones.
I didn't notice the trident. I just noticed the armor.
I don't notice the armor too. I didn't notice the trident either.
Because
You know
guys
what?
are just into pecs. Men are not just pieces of meat.
I know. God.
That's a shame because they should be.
Jason Momoa is. He's a nice piece of meat. I'm just gonna put
He's a
that
pretty
out
funny
there.
guy too.
He is. He's
Based on the things
he
I've
and
seen
his-
on the internet.
He and his wife.
It's the
who
30% of good
Who
internet.
is Denise, the cool Huxtable daughter. The Huxtable daughter that, I wanted.
Denise, whose name we don't really know, just Denise.
Just
It's
Denise.
Lisa something.
Lisa
Monet.
Monet.
Lisa
Yeah.
Bonet.
Bonet. There you go.
Bonet.
I don't know, something like that.
I
Like
thought she was married to somebody else.
No,
Like, really
they're together.
famous.
Like she apparently rules the roost, and they also have.
She's married
wolves.
to
Yeah.
Drogo?
Yeah,
Really?
and they raise wolves on their ranch.
God.
It's this
I am
crazy.
somehow not surprised whatsoever.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just
now he needs to learn how to raise orca if he's going to be Aquaman.
Yeah.
So
Here, fishy, fishy.
I'm sorry, Aquaman, lamest character.
no.
ever. Yeah,
Take it back.
I will not.
Take
No, I'm with you.
Take it back.
But a lot of my comic
but now
characters
he's
come from
not.
80s cartoons,
Yeah.
so the whole
They made
I don't
him
know.
a lot stronger.
Stronger
Than he was.
yeah, but he's still
No.
Can I
He's just like a
sing?
subpar Superman who can't fly.
Can I
and
sing
can't
"Oh
talk to fish."
Poseidon" from Def Leppard when we watch Aquaman movie? Oh Poseidon.
Well,
No.
first they have to decide on at least one the roulette of scripts. They're apparently betting on scripts.
Oh.
We
Yeah.
actually talked
So
about
it's
this on our show a couple weeks ago.
They're just having
There's
multiple writers
there's
write multiple
7
scripts. and
It's
they're
like
gonna
Oprah
pick
gives a script. You get a script, and you get a
They're
script.
doing it for Wonder Woman and for Aquaman. They're like, okay, there's five of you write scripts for Wonder Woman. We'll pick one.
Okay.
And then there's 7. They'll do. I think there's 7 writers that are working on Aquaman.
That sounds right.
And they're just gonna and they're apparently giving them very little direction. So that kind of makes me stress out because
It's a little funky.
how are they gonna tie it back to the rest of the universe? And it's gonna be really.
I would say
weird.
Kevin Smith should write everything.
I would tend to agree with that,
I'm down.
except for Tusk.
I never saw that.
We
Was it-
saw it
That's
this
going to
week.
be our hate watch
Yeah,
episode number
we
2.
watched-
I
but I'm
still don't
calling
know
it-
how I feel
I'm
about
calling
it.
it Great Watch. It was so good, weird. Good weird.
It was
Good weird.
So
I mean,
weird.
it can't be as bad as Vulgar.
So
Actually, I
weird.
haven't
We never
seen
saw
Vulgar.
Vulgar.
No, you should never see that.
Okay.
Don't watch that.
Red
No.
State. Did you see
Red State was
Should
good.
see.
Okay.
It wasn't
See
like
Vulgar.
it was just
The
weird.
pacing
so
felt
weird.
very much like Red State, where it's okay, this is a creepy movie. What the hell just
What?
happened?
Like,
Very
what?
much that.
Yeah,
you're kind of
but-
what every time that there's a new scene
Yeah.
with the main
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
protect-
that's like
antagonist.
That's like Vulgar. Yeah.
Vulgar.
Yeah, it traumatizes
It's
you.
like-
perpetually
Yeah.
traumatized.
One
But it's so funny.
WTF
too.
moment after the next.
Okay. Also, if you do watch that movie,
Well, now we're gonna watch it, of course.
You
Yeah.
gotta watch it. Listen to the podcast episode first. It's actually on the Blu-ray, so you can listen to the
Yeah.
podcast episode. It's about an hour long. Listen
the
to
movie
that
was
first.
inspired by a podcast that they had.
So
One of
it
the
was
Smith
inspired by
podcasts.
an episode
Okay.
of the Smodcast.
Okay.
And it basically they got sent a thing from some guy in London, or at least in the UK, and literally the personal ad was looking for a roommate. Effectively, you can live in my nice house for rent free, so long as you act convincingly like a walrus
for
for 2 hours every day in a walrus suit that I have made myself. And it goes to a very dark, weird place.
I would say watch the movie first and then watch the podcast.
That's what we did. I feel like watching the podcast will make the movie funnier. Whatever. Super weird.
We'll roll
is.
some dice because we're
It
dice kind of people.
definitely,
There you go.
it definitely is worth a watch.
Yeah.
It's definitely weird.
Yeah, very weird.
Super weird.
You know what was weird? On Sunday, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones was weird.
Yeah.
It's all kinds of weird all the time. I'm
Yeah,
kind of
they're
thrown by a
doing-
loop.
They're doing their whole thing.
They're
They're
doing a-
screwing over us book readers. They're like, you think you
You
know
can't-
what's going to happen? Ha!
I kind of like it, except it screws with my head. I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
wait, did I read
That
that?
didn't
Wait,
happen.
did that happen?
I'm just trying to
Maybe
find
I'm
the
too old and I
replacements.
forgot, right?
I'm just
like,
constantly trying to find the replacements. Oh, they're doing that to replace this bit in the book. That's all I do.
well, the whole Sansa thing, what is that replacing? It's just like off the reservation.
I don't know where.
It's
Well, Sansa
kinda-
isn't in the books anymore.
Are we allowed
Yeah.
to do book spoilers on y'all's?
Oh yeah, we're if you haven't
Yeah.
read the books at this point,
Okay,
too bad for
okay.
you.
I wasn't sure
Yeah.
the statute of
They've
limitations.
been out for years.
Yeah.
I think they're basically replacing the Ginny Poole fake Arya with Sansa.
Right. But then,
Um,
they haven't actually gotten past where Sansa leaves the Vale yet. in the books.
Yeah.
Right.
So like they're just kind of they're combining, but they're speeding up some things.
They're combining and
I don't
speeding up
know.
at the
It's
same
confusing.
time. It's
I
messed
will
up.
say I'm so glad they're skipping the pirates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then but we don't see anybody from the Iron Islands either.
I'm okay
No,
with that.
I'm good with that.
Okay
That's
with
what
that.
we refer to as the pirates.
We call them the pirates.
Oh, I thought you meant the.
I don't have
in there.
no idea what
the drowned
Kraken.
god. The drowned god.
it's not really
Yeah.
spoiling anything for me because I have no
Yeah.
idea what they're talking about.
Okay.
So Vince was
Do you
kind
ever
of.
plan on reading the books?
No, he doesn't
Okay.
read. No, he
Okay.
doesn't read.
You are missing absolutely nothing with missing the Iron Islands.
So Vince
Oh,
had a
yeah.
real
Wow.
happy moment this week, though. What was your favorite
What
part,
was your
Vince?
favorite part?
What was your favorite?
We were waiting with bated breath.
She got hers.
Who? Tell him who. Call her by her real name. Oh wait, there's children. The baby's watching. Don't call her by her real name. Call her.
By her character name.
Cersei.
Cersei.
Oh yeah.
Just her-
You forgot her character name.
Yeah.
I call her the bee all the time. So.
Yeah, I call her the bee.
She's an unpleasant person of the feminine.
Oh,
variety.
she's so
She's
smart.
been
Walking around.
needing to get hers
That's
for
why I
a
don't- But see-
long
But see,
time.
I love her because she's so awful, but like she's so
She's
awful,
so
but she's the kind of
awful.
awful that I love in a character because I hate villains that are very one-dimensional, and like with her, she's awful.
Oh, she's a good villain. Like you are glad she's a
But-
villain, but you hate her. But
Yeah.
you're supposed to hate her.
Yeah.
like you're supposed
But I'm
to.
like I'm going to be so sad, like if she ever leaves the show.
Well, when she gets arrested, I was like, yes, you.
I remember being like just ecstatic about that reading the book.
I did
was
too.
like, oh my god.
I was like,
I
here
kept,
it comes, baby.
I was like, where are you at in the book? Where are you at in the book? And I got more excited and asking him more often the closer we got to that.
It was like the only good part of the fourth book.
And then Vince was real excited for Gilly, Omar. He loved the part with Gilly and Sam. Sam gets the business this
he
week.
does.
Good for
He
Sam.
becomes a
I think
man.
Sam-
Finally.
Broke his vows. Shameful.
No.
No, it's
But good for
okay.
him.
Yeah, good for
It's
him.
like Kill the White Walker deserves a leg.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
deserve
Yeah.
that.
And he
Good
gets
thing.
beat pretty good because some of the other dudes are trying to take advantage of Gilly, and he stands up for her. So he's super cute, standing
Well,
up for
I
her and
love
everything.
Sam.
I love
Like,
Sam too.
I know
I
he's
really
Sam
doesn't-
wise,
Like
but
I'm a
I
bad
still-
nerd. I haven't watched it yet. Does he deck somebody? Tell me he hits somebody real hard.
He tries, bless his heart. It doesn't work out well for him. And you really, because we're all nerds, we're like, kick their asses. Or no. Yeah,
I want
no.
the fat smart guy to win a fight one time.
Well,
Just
you would
once.
think from hanging out with Jon
I'd
Snow.
have liked something.
But guess who comes in and helps him? Ghost. We haven't seen Ghost in forever. Here comes Ghost
Yeah.
strolling in, just kind of growls, and then they're all like,
Ghost.
oh.
So what
yeah.
you're telling me is that Ghost won the fight for Sam.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
I'm okay with that.
That's
I'm
okay.
with it.
That's
I mean,
all
Sam
good.
had to win the
That's
fight.
okay with
Because
that.
Sam still gets the, repercussions of winning
Yeah.
the fight because Gilly
Yeah.
takes care of his needs. So.
Good times.
And then Aemon dies, and they're not
Poor
on the
Aemon.
voyage. So I was trying to tell Vince the whole
Yeah.
voyage thing that was going on the book, and because he
I'm
missed
kind
out
of
on the book.
disappointed in that because, like,
I'm
I don't
not.
know.
I
I
thought
feel-
it was
But
boring
I
as hell.
thought them taking the baby and stuff is kind of important, and you have to see how this split is going to
Apparently
happen.
not.
And no, we don't
I
even
think
know
it's-
about the other baby in the
Yeah,
show.
I
Like
think
he's not
it's-
even in there.
I think it's gonna happen. I think they're slow playing the other baby thing.
No. Oh, no, because the Red Witch, she asks Stannis to kill his daughter this week.
Oh
not
yeah.
surprised at all.
Yeah, she's like, oh, we need a kid with
King's
king's
blood.
blood. Yep, kid with king's blood. So there's not the baby that's in the books. Oh, how about your
Just saying.
daughter?
He
You want to
seems
talk
to
about
be.
the one thing that pissed me off the most about the second season was Gendry dying. I was so pissed about that.
Wait,
I was like, I wanted
no,
him.
he doesn't die.
Doesn't he die?
No.
Doesn't he get taken? No,
Somebody
he gets. That's
sets him
right.
free.
They sneak him off. They sneak him
Yeah.
off the island. I forgot.
They were gonna kill him.
I was so pissed when
And
I thought they were going to
and
be killing them.
Yeah.
fingerless dude.
Yeah, Davis. The
Davis.
The guy I
Sets
don't
him
like.
free.
Pouring McBorer face.
He is. I would flip through his parts in the book, and I would feel bad, but I'm like,
Oh,
Jesus,
God,
get past
yes.
those.
You're like
Get
hot
past
light.
it.
I don't care.
Stannis seems to not start liking the witch because of that.
Well,
You can really
he-
see it in his face.
His daughter is
He
his
loves
thing.
his
I was
daughter.
about to
I
say
don't know, dude.
it's laid the groundwork that he loves his daughter, and
Yeah.
he's so much about family and what's proper, and like he was okay killing his brother because he
'Cause
should
he broke-
be
Because
he
there.
served her.
The-
Because
yeah,
he broke
right.
tradition.
but that's
He's about tradition.
the show has laid the groundwork that I would be very shocked if he goes through with it. because it's laid groundwork.
Oh
that
yeah, he
she's
was not
important
thrilled. He
to
was
him.
not thrilled with that discussion.
Yeah.
And then Vince also he loves Tyrion, so that's his all-time favorite little dude. So do you
But
want to
they
tell
have
the
a
Tyrion
difference.
part about, or do you want me to tell the Tyrion part?
Oh well, they
So it's him and Mormont.
yeah, him and Mormont, they get like
Abducted.
captured, taken,
Yeah.
and they're being sold into slavery.
Nobody has a set of skills to come and save them.
No, Liam Neeson.
So they're telling all the people that are trying to buy slaves, well, here's Mormon, he did this and this and this and this, and somebody, okay, here's whatever, and Tyrion's there. He's like, what about me? We're kind of a team here. So he's like, well, what can you do? You're just a dwarf. So he goes
Call
and
me
he
elf one more time.
kicks butt on this one of the slave handlers or whatever, knocks him out. He says, "Oh, okay, here's some."
Like,
I'll take the little dude too.
yeah, that's one of the things I've always liked about Tyrion. Like, he's really smart, but he's really good in a pinch too. Like, he was out in the field in the during the Battle
Yes.
of Blackwater. Like, he managed to beat with Pod's help one of the White Knights, right? Like.
Well, and he presents himself to Daenerys in this episode because Jorah's trying to win her love back, right?
Right.
Because he's
dumb.
like an idiot. So he goes out and he's not even supposed to be in the arena at Slaver's Bay. He's supposed to be in the back, but he sees that she's like becoming disgusted by the fights because they're killing each other, and she didn't want to open the fighting pits in the first place.
Yeah.
So he goes out and he kind of just disables everybody. He doesn't really kill them. And then she's kind of like looking proudly at this guy, like, okay, like he fought, he disabled, he didn't kill. He takes off his helmet, and she's like, get him out of my sight. And then here comes Tyrion out, and
This
he's
dude
like, well,
cannot take a hint.
he brought me, I'm a prize, I'm Tyrion Lannister, and her face is like, and that's the end of their scene.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see where this is gonna. I know they go back because we saw like clips from next week, so they're gonna go back to her palace and have this whole discussion about why would I bring you back, Jorah? And
I don't know. I think it's really starting to pick up for me.
It started so slow this season.
Yeah, he struggled. Yeah, I struggled even.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that it's really starting to finally pick up, and I'm hoping for.
And there was no
better
Arya
stuff.
this week, which makes you happy
that made me
she
kinda-
bores you.
Well, that's kind of
Okay.
it's kind of
I
boring.
love Arya.
She's been boring
This part of
season.
Arya, I think, is boring
Yeah.
too.
I love this part of Arya. It shows a lot of build in who she's becoming.
Like, it does character building, but it's not. I don't know. It's just not fun to read, and it's.
I
Not,
loved it.
I did too.
It's
Must be
even
a
less
chick
fun to
thing.
watch. I got to tell you. I
I
don't know.
liked it.
One of the things Jessica and I actually talked about recently with like the pacing, they seem to be filming things a lot slower. Like watch the show. Each scene unfolds at a much slower pace than it did.
That's because they're running out of material.
Yeah, the dialogue is delivered in a much more meticulous manner. There's much more atmosphere, ambiance type shots, and it's like.
Yeah, because now they have
The
this
reason
whole
the show-
Jamie Lannister
Right.
and Marcella thing where she's like, "You don't know me," and she's like doing this whole teen angst thing with Daddy,
Right.
who she doesn't know is Daddy, and it's like,
Dunkel.
Sick.
bleh.
That's what I'm going to call him now.
Dunkel.
Dunkel Jamie.
Oh,
She's the major product of incest.
She's a product of
Uncle
incest.
brother.
Omar doesn't like, yeah, but what about Tommen? He's a derp, and he's a product of incest, crying to his mommy, "Oh, mommy, save my wife that you put in prison." Really, idiot kid? Come on.
Oh, man.
I can't do anything.
I want him to be successful a little bit.
do.
Just
I
mostly,
do
out of,
too.
just mostly out of pity.
He's totally gonna
Only
be part of the
mostly
body
because I
count
hate
when this is
Joffrey
over.
so much
Oh, Joffrey
that
was
I
such a
want
little,
his
you know
brother
what.
to be so much better.
Yeah.
You do,
him.
yeah. You
I
want Tommen to
I
like,
want
my
him to be
gosh.
like Tommen the Great.
yes,
You know,
right.
I
You
do.
want him to come and like,
So okay, when you read and this is valid to this. When you're reading the second book, at the end of the chapter where Arya is going up to the House of the Freys or whatever, and the battle has broken, the Red Wedding has happened in the midst of this. That chapter for Arya ends with her getting hit over the head by the Hound and landing face first in a puddle. And I was like, that can't be it. I threw my Nook across the room. And then in the next chapter, Joffrey dies. And I was like, well, you got me back. Even if you killed Arya, I don't care now.
As long as Joffrey's dead, the world is
Pretty
right.
much everything I'm good with else. Like, whatever.
Vince was so excited when he got poisoned. He was like, yes! Yes, choke on it, Joffrey, choke on it. Like, he was so excited.
Yeah. No, that was
like,
waiting for happen, and I was waiting for
And I just
for
have
Cersei to
for
get
Cersei
hers.
to get
Yeah.
hers.
I just have to say, I feel so sorry for the actor that played Joffrey because like 2-3 years, I actually don't know how old he is. When he's old enough to legally be in a bar,
He's like,
is he
I think
20?
he's like
is he-
16 or
yeah.
17.
He
years
probably,
old.
yeah, so he's got a few years.
So like, he's gonna be in some bar, and there's gonna be someone who drinks too much and is like, "That's Joffrey," and just deck him.
And he should probably never, ever, ever hang out with the actor who played Draco Malfoy, because the two of them, it's like they just can't go anywhere together. Like, it would be bad.
Yeah, the poor kids are gonna get typecast.
And they're gonna get beat up by
the
everyone who meets
actor,
them.
the actor who plays Joffrey has said that this is it. He does not plan to act anymore.
Oh, really?
He apparently
he's
never
gonna go.
did plan to act.
Yeah.
Really.
He's gonna go to college and like major in like linguistics or something very like.
Oh, that's cool. So this could be his
intellectual-
one.
Yeah.
He could be like the feral kid from Mad Max. He just never acts again.
A couple of, I think it was like 2 years ago. He actually did a roundtable discussion about like how it was weird that fame has changed everything about his life at like Oxford in England. Like,
So he's apparently a
he's
very intelligent
extremely
Could be like Emma
eloquent
Watson.
and well spoken, and he's very Watson-esque.
Could you imagine if they got married? They'd have like genius, beautiful,
Genius actor kids.
Slightly evil children.
Marginally evil, but
Emma's goodness would outweigh
turn back
his.
time and like.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry.
No, nothing beats out Joffrey.
Hermione's got plenty of
Hermione doesn't trump Joffrey.
No. Hermione goodness does not trump Joffrey awfulness.
No, yeah, I have to agree
No
with Matt
way.
on that one. Yeah,
No
no,
way.
nuh-uh. Joffrey's the winner.
Plus, Hermione breaks the rules too. Joffrey just like craps on the rules and then throws them away.
Oh, he's just psychotic.
Joffrey makes the rules.
And they're all
and then
bad.
craps on them and then
Yes.
makes new ones.
Yes.
Exactly. So, Matt and Jessica, how can people see your show?
You can find us out on YouTube. I had to do the custom URL thing other than all the little weird numbers and digits.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like Mr. Late to the Game or something to that effect.
Mhm.
Or you can find us on Facebook at Late to the Game. I'm at BearMonk1 on Twitter.
2 as in the numeral.
Yeah, 2. Yeah, 2 the number because I don't know.
We'll put all this stuff up because
Yeah,
it's all like a bunch of words and stuff.
Links
And
below. That's
down this,
that's what I
fun
always say.
stuff.
But yeah, I search Twitter pretty frequently. I'm at BearMonk1.
And I'm at Cerebral Lunch because I'm weird.
That's funny.
It's
I like
the
it.
name of Jessica's nerd craft store.
Yes. I also do nerd crafts.
Nerd crafting is awesome.
Yes.
She's currently finishing a project. It's a 6 to 7 foot tall stormtrooper head in the style of like 8-bit, like an 8-bit style.
A quilt.
It's huge.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's bloody huge.
Much larger than I thought it was going to be when I first started.
It's all right.
Super impressive.
It's gonna fit on the bed.
Cool.
No, that's how we took a picture on our princess bed.
Nice. Excellent.
Well, guys, thanks for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having us.
It's been really great. What did we talk about? The
Denver Comic Con.
Denver Comic Con. We talked about Hot Topic buying out ThinkGeek, which I think
We'll
is a
keep our
good. I
fingers
think is a
crossed.
good
We'll keep our
thing.
Fingers crossed.
We talked about Game of Thrones, of course. Then we talked about Final Family podcast. So definitely check them out.
And we snoozed through our loot crate.
And we snoozed through the loot crate. I like the shirt.
It was a good shirt.
It was a good
Ice cream
shirt.
tray's good.
Ice
The
cream
ice cream
tray's
is
good.
pretty good too.
Yeah.
If only because alcohol.
Yeah.
It's about
That'll
the
work. Alcohol ice cubes. Yeah. That sounds good. But thanks again for checking us out. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen.
Geek out, I say.